And what I'm going to show you one more thing that I think is kind of interesting that you can do here. And I'm going to go to another view here, and I'm going to open up a new perspective window. So I have here a new perspective that I'm going to work. This is going to be my camera, and I'm going to go into this. This is going to be my working camera now. I have so what I'm going to do is, as you notice, my little grass background here, it's okay. It sort of looks like grass, but not really. And I want to make that a little more convincing. There's a cool tool in Maya that I'm going to show you because you could probably get some use out of it, and it's called the Paint Effects tool. And I'm going to paint some grass along my outhouse here. So I need to go into the rendering menu set here, over here in the top left hand corner, and there is a menu Paint Effects here. If you go into Paint Effects, you can go and you can scroll down, and I'm just going to show you Get Brush. And what that's going to do is going to open up a window called a visor window, and these have all kinds of brushes and effects, but the only one I'm going to show you right now is grasses. And I'm going to open up the grasses folder, and there's all kinds of grass that you can paint on your surfaces here. And I'm going to use this one here. It's just grass clump for now. And just to kind of show you, there's also this other grass wind wide, but I'm just going to show you the grass clump one. So what that's going to do, it's going to give me a brush here, and you can see, if I were to orient it, the brush is like a circle. If I were to press B, I can make that size of that brush bigger or smaller. I don't want to have it too big, because the bigger the brush, the bigger the grass is going to be. And I'm going to just start painting grass along here, and you just have grass strokes there. And then I'm going to paint along here, and then you can paint along the back there. Let's just show you. I'm going to make that brush bigger, so press B, and I'm going to make it a bigger brush. Watch what happens. So I'm going to have bigger grass. This is almost like bulrushes or reeds, so that's going to give you a different effect. But I kind of like the smaller brush. I'm just going to paint right on that surface there. Now, one thing I'm going to just warn you about using the brush grass, the paint effects, is that it's going to get a little heavy. If you start doing like this whole field with this grass there, it's going to take forever to render. Just be aware of that. This is a pretty render heavy effect here. I'll just show you here. Let's just put the render, and it's showing it, and it's actually such a similar color that it's kind of blending in here. But as you can see, it's giving me kind of a real cool looking effect here. If I were to, I'm going to get out of this. I'm going to press the select button to get out of the tool, and I can go into my my ground plane here, and I'm going to open up the material attributes, and let's just bring down the color of that a little bit, and now we can see the grass a little better. And you can start to see what kind of cool effect. Now, there's no lighting going on at the moment, and that's also going to affect the way that the grass is looking. It's using default lighting, and there's no shadows. So another way to get to the paint effects is that you have in your shelf here a paint effects shelf. And there it is. There's that grass clump. There's all kinds of little effects that you can play with here, but there's the grass clump right there, and that's giving me that tool back again. And I'm going to make the brush a little bigger. Let's make some big ones there. Oh, let's undo that. I don't like that too much. Let's make that a little smaller. So I'm going to put some grass there in the foreground. Let's put some back there. This is kind of like a open field with a outhouse right in the middle of it. Let's put a couple of them here and so on. So you can just have some fun with this and play around with that. Let's go into the camera view here. Now I'm going to, there's my other camera. So I'm going to compose the renderable camera now, which is just a perspective. I haven't really set the camera like that, and you may want to add a few more to camera like that. And let's just do a little render here and see what we've got. And as you can see, we have kind of a cool, not fantastic effect, but at least it's better than just a plain surface there. One bit of warning about the paint effects. Paint effects will not render in Mental Ray. This is a software render, and if we were to go rendering editors, go into render settings, you see I have my software. If I were to change that to Mental Ray and do a Mental Ray render, which is going to take a little bit longer, gives you a nicer render, paint effects will not render in Mental Ray. And you're going to say, well, what's good is that? That really doesn't help me out much at all if I'm using Mental Ray. What you have to do then is you have to go and you have to convert all of your paint effects into a polygon. So the way to do that is you would go into your window outliner. Outliner shows all of the objects, and as you can see, I did quite a bit here, and there's quite a bit. I'm selecting. You see, it's selected that. It's selecting that. This is the order that I did it in, but let's just select a paint. See, it's hard. You can't really select them in the window. Let's just find a grass clump. I think that one or that one. We'll find. I want to get this one in the foreground here. There we go. I've selected this in the foreground, and that is a paint effects. And if I have that selected, I need to go to modify. Let's see, where is that? Convert, and you have a convert paint effects to polygons, and you have, you can do the limit here or whatnot, but you can convert that to a polygon. And then now when you do a Mental Ray render like so, that paint effect will render, but the other ones will not. So hopefully paint effects will be a useful tool for you.